are live, folks. Just like we were pretty much 3 years ago to the date, me and Big B run to our laptops because some big news on Aaron Rodgers has broke. It's pretty much been a 3-year war, if you want to look at it that way. Ever since Aaron Rodgers announced his disgruntlement with the Packers, a lot of ups and downs in this relationship, but it has come to an end. An 18-year relationship now has come to an end. Big B, I mean, just top off the head. What are you thinking right now?
I couldn't be happier that it's over.
Mm-hmm.
It's become really annoying, but at least the last couple months, I think, has been a lot of mind easing, at least for me, since we actually knew what was happening. But it's been absolutely brutal hell the past few years, so it feels nice that there's probably no more drama left.
Yes. And live streams like this are fun because it's like I have no idea what my thoughts are right now. This is truly gut reactions at this
Yeah.
point. I like we were just talking in the moments before we hit the live button. I was cooking chili. Big B was about ready to uh eat supper. So like this is just a spur of the moment thing. So going over the details of the pick or the trade here. I got it pulled up. Packers get the 13th overall pick, and the Jets get the 15th. So a swap with them. And let me pull up Schefter's tweet because he has this better laid out than Ian Rappaport. Where is it? So Packers get 13th overall. They pick 42 in the second round from the Jets, and then the Packers gave over their 5th round pick. The Jets give them back 6th round in return, and then a conditional 2024 pick, 2nd rounder if Rodgers does not play 65% of the snaps, rounder if he does. So that's basically just if he doesn't retire and if he doesn't get hurt. So to say who won this deal is still far too early at this point, but for the Packers at least, they get value in a player who clearly does not want to play for them. And we don't know because there was a lot of confusion and a lot of conflicting arguments from both sides. Rodgers on McAfee and then Gutekunst at the owners' meeting. So we don't really know what happened between the end of the season and Rodgers going into his hidey ho. We don't know what all transpired, but we do know that Aaron Rodgers once again became disgruntled with the Packers and did not want to play with them this year.
Yeah, I
As
mean,
far as
as it stands right now, I think the Packers got like a fantastic deal, and
Mhm.
I think they won the trade. Even though you can't, like you said, you can't really go into who won the trade just yet because we don't know who they picked in the draft.
Yeah,
But as it stands right now, I say the Packers won, but that's meaningless. But
yeah, I'm just thinking of a heartbreaking scenario where if for either team really, if ends up being that would be rough. Like if at pick 13 the Packers get a Hall of Famer and then the Jets at 15 get like Joe Schmo, a complete bust, that would be awful for Jets fans to live in that. And then vice versa too, if the Jets end up picking somebody great at pick 15. But for Thursday, it's not, you know, life changing for the Packers to have pick 13 now, but gives them a little bit more flexibility. Maybe there's a team in there at pick 14. I don't even know who's picking at 14. Is it
Patriots,
Detroit?
I think it's Patriots.
Who's Patriots? Okay. So who knows, man? Maybe they're able to get into that tackle run. But either way, having 2 picks up is not going to hurt. The 2nd round pick is big. No players involved, as we had kind of suspected. I know one popular player that was thrown around in possible trades was Corey Davis, but he was probably going to be cut by the Jets anyway, so it'd be pointless for him to be involved in that trade.
Correct.
And then the conditional pick next year, I think, is the biggest win for the Packers because as of yesterday, I was thinking this was just going to be the Packers throw over Aaron Rodgers and they get just the 2nd round pick in return. That's all I thought this was going to be. So the fact that they have that conditional second next year, 65% of the snaps, I need to see how many weeks would that even be missing? If there's 17 games, hold on, let me pull this up here. What is 65% of 17? Aaron would have to play in 11 games in one quarter to qualify for that 65% of snaps. So do with that what you will. But obviously, like that calculation of 65% of 17 is not accounting for the fact that they could take them out for garbage time at the end of games. And if they're having a bad season and are resolved to not doing much in 2024, then they might purposely bench Aaron Rodgers and they can go right ahead. That's the freedom they have with a conditional pick thrown in there. So trying to see, I know Brian Gutekunst is doing his press conference right now. So I'm searching for Twitter, see if anything is going on there. Says first thing I'm seeing is that Gutekunst says he has not talked to Aaron Rodgers in the past month, which is interesting. I do this whole Twitter reaction is great to watch. The Chicago Bears account just tweeted out a gif of a happy in-person bear, but I don't think they should get too used to that. But good for them, I guess. Good for their few moments of silent happiness that they always get to have in the off season. Let's see here. What else are the folks saying? Watch live so you can watch us look at Twitter. Let's see. So this situation for Aaron Rodgers, or the Packers at least here, going into this year, this is going to be one of the most interesting years of Packers football in recent memory because we have a whole new quarterback. We're going to get to know his playing style. And this is the first year probably in our entire lives since 2008 where the team isn't going into the year thinking we have a decent chance at winning the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wish that was the case, but I guess I've come to acceptance of that fact, and I am very much looking forward to this year because the main reason, just emotionally, why I don't want them to bring Aaron Rodgers back. I mean, I have lots of thoughts about Aaron Rodgers and his personality, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. My main thing with me wanting them to trade Aaron Rodgers was if they keep him, this year is just going to be so boring. If we're going to go 7-10, I'd rather do it with Jordan Love than Aaron Rodgers, to be honest, and get to know him. And now we have potential value for Aaron Rodgers. So it's going to be one of the most interesting years out there.
Yeah. And if we went into the season with Aaron, I mean, we pretty much all know how it's going to end. We'll probably either make the playoffs and get booted at round one or not even make the playoffs like last year. So,
yeah. And I'm sure we're not even thinking, is definitely not even hitting us right now, the idea of seeing Aaron Rodgers in a new uniform, but that probably either that or it's just been washed over us because it's kind of been building and building over these past 2 months since Rodgers announced that on the McAfee show. And I'm seeing now the word fleeced is trending on Twitter. Don't know what side they are referring to. But I am interested to see the aftermath of all of this on Twitter and everybody's reaction. Because this is one of the biggest days in recent NFL history.
Yeah.
Do love now big question here, which is funny thing to ask at this moment in time, but what number will Aaron Rodgers wear with New York is the most interesting thing.
It's 8. It's already been reported.
It has?
Yes.
Are you just basing
right away
off of Schefter?
Yeah.
Are you just basing that off his edit, or did he say officially that he will wear number 8?
No, I think either Ian or Schefter said he was wearing number 8. He was going back to number 8.
Okay.
God, come on, man. Jeez.
Well, I see the edit that Schefter posted, but I don't know if that's just like them guessing or what. But 8, okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, so that's that. Let's see. What else? Just trying to see. I don't know why Gutekunst's quotes. They're probably just being flooded down my timeline, but I'm not seeing anything on what Brian Gutekunst is saying right now.
Yeah, I don't see really that anything interesting yet.
Yeah. Mina Kime says, I think this is a good point. She says the pick swap in the first round this year is not insignificant. Green Bay needs pass catcher. The Jets need, or New England needs a pass catcher or offensive tackle. New York needs offensive tackle. All three teams might go in other directions, but it's helpful for Green Bay to leapfrog New England.
Yes.
Seems like a good point. And, there's always going to be some sliders, not the ones from Sonic. But there's always going to be some sliders, and being at pick 13 is a prime position to pick up one of those guys, whether that's Jackson Smith, Paris Johnson, maybe. So they might end up getting lucky with how the draft board falls to them.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see with that. But I am mostly glad that it is just finally over. We have reached the end here. We'll, of course, be paying attention next year to see if he retires or not. But
yeah,
the war is over. And, I'm sure now that this trade has come through, our episode with Jacob Westendorf that we recorded yesterday, it's already super outdated now that we aren't addressing it. But people just have to live with that.
Yeah, they'll have to use their imaginations,
Yes.
Use their brains.
Yes. And I'm sure once this news sinks in, we'll record something, whether that's before or after the draft. But just wanted to do this live stream right now, get out our initial thoughts out there, and see how this all plays out. So there you have it, folks. Aaron Rodgers traded to the Jets. Get used to it. Jordan Love is your quarterback, whether you like it or not, folks. We'll talk to you guys later. Go Pack Go.